Hello everyone, welcome to Green Gander 75. I'm Buddy. Well, this is it. 5 years into the project and we're getting ready to finish up the 14.5 inch South Bend lathe. Last step is put this tailstock together, so let's go ahead and get started. Alright, next up we're going to do the wipers. I've already cut out some new wipers off camera and they're ready to go in. Okay, so there are some slight differences between the sides. I didn't realize this one was just a little bit longer, so we're going to use this one here. Fits a whole lot better. These plates have seen a lot of abuse over the years. I just kind of flatten them out on the vise with a hammer. I'm not too terribly concerned about the appearance of these, just because it's a tailstock and I figured I'd get banged up anyways. And so just kind of clean them up a little bit, hammered them flat again, and that should be sufficient. Alright, same thing for this one here. Make sure I put it on the right way. That looks good. And you may notice I'm a little bit stuffed up, getting over COVID. Not fun. I don't recommend it. Not fun at all. But otherwise, doing okay. And the rest of the family's doing okay too. For the most part, we haven't had too many complications with it, fortunately. Alright, so wipers are on. Pretty pleased with how that looks. Like I said, a little banged up, just wear and tear. Not terribly concerned about it. I figure it'll probably get banged up some more and while I'm using it. So looks good. Let's carry on. Okay, I'll go ahead and lubricate that. And I'll slide it together here. Now, I understand there should be a rubber bushing here. I do not have one of those. I don't have one. I don't think the machine had one to begin with when I got it. I don't have one in stock. But that will be something that I will look into acquiring, and then we'll come back and put one in later on at another date. The oilers, I believe they are in storage. They were left in storage when we moved to the new shop, and we'll be putting those on at a later date too. It's too dark outside right now to try to get into the storage building, so those will be added on at a later date. This end here was very tight in the previous video. I'm not going to tighten it down that tight. I don't think it needs to be. So I'm just going to tighten it up just a hair. That lines up the two oilers pretty nicely, and I am satisfied with that. Next up, we got the handle. Handle is broken. It's worse than I thought. Of course, we're missing a piece right here. There is also a crack right here. So this will probably need to be replaced at some point soon. When I do that, I'll attempt to just buy a handle. Probably not original. We'll just get one that'll fit. Let's see if we can get this hand wheel on now. That looks good. Now, hand wheel is keyed. Got this little pin in here. I've long suspected that is not original, based on that it looks like steel and not brass. That is the right side, but wow, it is in awful shape. When in doubt, grab an adjustable. Okay, that's snugged up real nice. Just because I can, I'm going to put just a little bit of oil on here. We'll drop that in. That is a good fit. This one right here we'll put in after we put the quill in. Let's put the quill back. Before we do that, let's put a little bit of lubrication on here. Next up, we got the clamp. It goes in there something like that. Bolt goes through. Fantastic. Run that through up here. Now I'm going to go ahead and get this started, and then I'll show you what it looks like. And that right there is pretty much the finished product. So let's go sit on the lathe and see how it looks. All right. Got the tailstock on here, looking good. Seems to be operating pretty good. I'm not going to show getting this thing into alignment because I'm not an expert on it and I don't want to lead somebody down the wrong path and how to properly do that. I would encourage you to check out some of the other professional YouTube machinists, and they've got some pretty good videos out there, some of which I will be watching to get this aligned. So I encourage you to take a moment, and if you're working on, if you're in this, get to this point here, have a look at some of their videos and get some tips and pointers and on how to properly align this. So that's going to wrap up this evening. I want to thank you for your subscriptions and comments and everything, and appreciate you watching. And this has been a good long process over the last 5 years. I had a lot of fun. Really enjoyed doing it. Next video, we're going to do a little bit of a shop video, and we'll be closing out this lathe project. And I'm going to do some thoughts on the entire project on the next video. Well, I guess that will be it. Thank you for watching, and we will see you on the next one. And y'all have a good evening.